Greetings, everybody. Welcome to Bengal Summer Institute 2021. This year is all about video in this specific course, workshop, session, 8 hours of dedicated time to really decide about your plan with video, gather some assets, organize them, video, edit, and then also share and publish your work to share with each other along the way. I want to walk you through the resources that we have access to in this Google Classroom. Within Classroom, you're going to see 4 sections. One is just the basic intro. You're going to find that there's an agenda listed as a Google document. And I'm going to go to this one that's already been zoomed in. So you're going to notice that a portion of this is time for your assets and your work time. Editing takes a lot of time. And what I want to encourage you to do is to think about, if you're a first-time video editor, that this doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe we just have kind of like a first-time opportunity. We're not looking to be a Steven Spielberg out of this. However, you're going to have great skills walking into your next video project, whatever you decide in fall or summer to work on, both professionally and personally. After the introduction, you're going to have a chance to explore some ideas, to meet with me as a coaching session to figure out what are your goals with this. And then really the dedicated time is all about your work time. In the end, you're going to share to a share page, which you'll find specific instructions on that portion. And then just be sure to fill out that summer pay form by Thursday, 6/24. The other part of this too is you're going to want to be cognizant of that workload, so that if you're putting in 5 hours of work time, that you're not doing that the last 3 days, for example, of the Bengal Summer Institute. You just don't want to pinch yourself. And I know that we have really weird summer schedules, a big variety of those summer schedules along the way, and you know, it is what it is. Plus, we have limited resources. We don't have a MacBook for everybody. We don't have a camera, for example, for every single participant. So we're going to want to be in the spirit of sharing. So the second portion of this session is called exploration. I really want you to have a great example to look at. And a former student named Vanessa does a nice job doing what can be kind of a, I don't know, not so fun topic of parallel parking. And she ends up doing a really nice job with this video. I'm curious to know your comments after having watched the video maybe 1 to 3 times. But then I also want you to take this time to think about, okay, how did Vanessa put together her video, and then think about creating your own storyboard. Storyboard is really important in video editing because it'll save you time in the long run. When you have an idea of, you know, what are the images, what's the text that you want to add on top of it, thinking about, and keeping in mind also, there's not one specific outcome. If you're not sure what you want to create for your first video, I encourage people to do something that they feel comfortable with. I've had students at the U of M, for example, who created videos on how to juggle or how to make banana bread, or in Vanessa's example here, how to parallel park. You'll notice that hers is pretty well thought out in terms of the angles and the multiple perspectives of the video, the still shot photography, the layers of the text, and those are the things that I hope that you'll notice in that portion. And then it's time to think about Vanessa's example and put it to work in your own context. So looking at the resources, I don't expect for people to have, you know, fantastic, up-to-date, modern equipment. However, we do have access to one digital video camera, but I think a lot of people, what they're going to end up doing is just taking footage with their mobile device, their camera. Maybe they have an iPad at home or through work, but really thinking about, and there are resources that describe how to grab, you know, footage and bring it into iMovie, and this session does focus on iMovie and Max because it is the premier movie editing tool, video editing tool that we have in our district, and there just isn't a competitor yet in Windows. So you'll have access to checking out one of 5 MacBooks. the one video camera. You have an access to an entire lab. 129 is a brand new Mac desktops that are getting great reviews over in 129. I'll probably add a comment about when that lab is supposed to be cleaned so that we can avoid that. That's something that we have to kind of dance around in summer. And then really the end of this is all about sharing out what we have. I'm asking you to hyperlink your video after it's been uploaded to YouTube and the share settings are done correctly, is to share your link and then also comment on 2 of your peers' work. I'm really excited to see where you're going with this. Again, don't feel like it has to be like uber academic if you are thinking about this as a first-time experience. But if you focus on a task that you're really comfortable with and maybe even really good at, if you're Vanessa and a really great parallel parker, that takes your focus off of the content, and then you're able to then focus on things that you want to refine, like, you know, how do I capture high quality video? And also I'm going to add that we have tripods that you can check out also. But you know, I guess the less that you focus on the content in this case, the more you have time to then put into, oh, I'm brand new to video editing. I really want to make a polished product, and I want to do a nice job. Again, you can always reach me by adding comments in the course. You can email me along the way. This is really self-paced. This is going to be mostly asynchronous with the exception of the kickoff meeting and the coaching conversation with me. Mainly this is like, hey, if you're going to be gone for several days throughout this time, you know, crank out the work when you're able to. Be in touch early if you have questions, and I just really am looking forward to an awesome Bengal Summer Institute. Take care, everyone.